And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Oxygen Not Included. Speaking of oxygen, we have a little bit here. And let's see, we want plumbing, we want a gas vent. And I'm going to vent that oxygen right out here. And the gas pipe is going to come right in here. Make sure that built because the game hitched on me. Nope, it didn't. Alright, so this is now filtered to oxygen, which it won't hit for quite some time because we got quite a lot of CO2 in here. So it will pull the CO2 out first. All this stuff down here, I can open this door permanently to let all that out. But first, I want to... right there. We want, now how cold is this? Isn't going to get too cold. And this will actually do a lot to warm up this biome. So this biome is going to warm up, probably melt all this material. Alright, so this is going to be a long route, which is one of the reasons why I ran with so much. Okay, and then in there. And we have a ton. I need to mop all of this because that's ridiculous. And let them build some of that. Now for power, we're going to want heavy watt wire and we're going to connect into this transformer. Now this transformer, we can handle 1,000 watts on this. And we're only going to put in, what, 360? So yeah, we have a potential for a lot more down here. Which reminds me... what did we need more of? We needed, oh yeah, massage tables, but this is all CO2 down here. And so that would be kind of difficult to put those down in here because they would just suffocate while they got a massage. Well, at least they would suffocate with a smile on. Alright, so we're going to connect this. Oh, let's just do it this way. This way and this way. So yeah, as we pressurized the base, we're also pressurizing the CO2, so it's really concentrated down here. Or even stuffing even more in down in here. So as the pressure builds up in here, I could open this and really release quite a lot. At least, yep, there we go. Now we are pumping a ton of CO2. We could actually put 2 pumps on it because it pretty much averages a half of what it's capable of. But you can see there's CO2, a little bit of CO2 in here now. And it will just keep pumping that CO2 in here and never ever run out of space because that void is spectacularly awesome. And this whole area now, this little bulge, this little bubble, will slowly shrink all the way down. You can see it pulling air out of this thing. And we're even probably getting a little bit out of here as well. I'm a little less concerned with this than I am with some things. So I'm not really worried about it. I do want to get rid of this chlorine though. That's kind of worrisome. Alright, and now, what do we want to handle? We're gonna need some more... we're gonna need some more power systems up in here. And this Puffed up here is... he's doing his best. He's doing his best to get rid of all that polluted oxygen. But he's really not all that successful. And we got tons and tons of polluted oxygen up here. So I'm gonna dig a little bit of that away and let him really work on that. Yep. Dig one, grab the slime, leave. I've played around with doing specializations. I've played around with only having a couple dig, only having a couple deliver, stuff like that, and it always seems slower than if you just got everybody helping each other. So I don't do that. Ooh, we had a skill increase though. Ooh, the 2 minutes bear. Look at that, 26. I thought they capped everybody at 25. Maybe they changed that in a recent patch. I'm gonna have to go check that. All right, so we got a good amount of oxygen here, good pressure. So I actually want some air deodorizers. We're gonna cancel the middle one. Actually, no. We're gonna cancel this one and this one, and we're gonna build this one. Because even though the puft is there, there is still a ton of polluted oxygen in the process, and I want to take care of that as fast as possible. There we go. Look at that. We have some sand. Somebody tried to deliver sand, then they need to go to the bathroom. I hate that. Absolutely hate that. So there we go. We're now now filtering that out. Hopefully we'll push through that as fast as we can. And look at this bubble. This is already dramatically smaller than it was. And you know, the pressure will take a while to regulate and push all that down. These should. We are almost at 25%, so I'm not sure why they're not hitting this one. Oh yeah, it's because it's lower. There we go. Yet another duplicant is available. Boy, this... When you play on fast speeds, this is crazy how fast. What are you guys... Okay, first we need to mop. Every time they come down here, they're getting soggy feet. And we really don't have any room for more polluted dirt, people. So, or polluted water. Polluted ice. Holy cow, words. We're gonna need to start processing that soon. I'm waiting for somebody... I'm waiting for there to be a few people that are idle. And there's just nobody that's idle right now. Because we need to dig up in through here, and I need to get rid of this water first. Alright, the puft is doing his thing. Wish we would stop with the collection. Oh, there's some more. Whoa, he's producing it fast. I like the look on his face when he does it. Interesting. That's why we don't have anybody idle. Okay, so it would be tough. It would be tough. Because we're constantly getting slime with that guy working, and I can't lock the door because that would mean our air deodorizers would stop working. So it's just kind of a lose-lose situation. Circuit overloaded. Ooh, that's not good. Somebody fix that. There you go. Yeah, I'm trying to get there. Oh, we got a couple people idle. It's right at the end of the day, though. We're gonna mop. We're gonna mop as much as humanly possible. I want to mop that whole puddle dry. It's the only way that we're gonna get rid of it. And they get rid of quite a bit, you know, 50, 60 kilograms every time they do it. Plus, it increases their skills when they do. I think it's digging. I honestly think it's digging. If we look at the jobs, if we look at mop, you can see the digging skill right there. So, mopping is kind of a neat way of increasing their digging skill pretty fast, because you can mop. Oh, that's polluted. Yeah, polluted water. Ooh. we need to mop that too. That's not good. I don't know why there's polluted water. Polluted water down there too. It's just everywhere. Alright, there we go. Look at that puddle just drain down. I like it. Getting rid of the problem. And we're going to dig that out, and we're going to mop all of this. I don't want any of that around. Got lots of gold amalgam up and around here. This guy is doing his part. Good old cup of coffee. Working hard. Let's mop some more. As the puddle tries to equalize. Get people in here working together. Really take care of a lot of this water. Especially now they're getting in there. So we're gonna mop. Because it'll keep pushing in here. There we go. Now we've got a little bit less. And he fell asleep. I'm trying to get this out here. Once this polluted water is gone, then the polluted oxygen will stop burping into the atmosphere, and that will go a long way to help us out. And I think this is done now. You can see we're now pushing oxygen in here. So we need a power switch. We need a power switch right here. Because we are done with the CO2 for now. So he'll build that out, and then we're going to turn it off. Let's check our polluted water. Okay, we're pretty much done. We got a couple more little bits and bobs here. There's a little bit on there. There's probably a little bit over there. Still getting a ton of... Oh, we got another bit there. Puffed is doing his thing. Alright, so now we finally have this area cleared. Finally. We can start developing it a little bit more. So, let's start doing that. Although we gotta be careful of that puffed. I don't want that puffed floating around in my base. So we're going to put a door here, tile here. We're gonna put another door here. You should have, he has plenty to work with. But putting the doors up there, then I'll lock them. It'll still allow oxygen to come through. And I can also put, the filters down below here. But this just helps keep the puffed at bay. Still using a wool for my doors. That's really bizarre. Okay, so these should be off. Got a little bit of oxygen down here, which is nice. Got a lot of polluted action in here. So much. And still even have some sandstone left, which is nuts. I need more wheezeworts though. There's a couple up here that I can grab. We're gonna grab those. We got another one up here. Okay. I could have come over here and done some weird route, but digging up through here, that'll finish that off, and I'll be able to use the seed because, yeah, we got a little bit of heat Jenny down here. We got one little really hot spot in here. 98 degrees. So I might put a wheezewort here to try to help that along. We have polluted water down here somehow. How did that happen? Where did that polluted water come from? Like, where could it have possibly come from? I mean, this thing's not putting it out. I know the natural gas generator does, but the hydrogen doesn't. Okay, so the puffed is at bay. Let's start. Oh yeah, we got a polluted oxygen situation here. Okay, we need to take care of that. So rather than fight tooth and nail, we're just gonna really go crazy with the filters, because I need to take care of that problem. That problem needs to go away quickly. How much sand do we have? Filtration is 70,000 kilograms. You'd think that was a lot, but it's really not. You go through it quick. I mean, all that sand, there was a ton of sand in this little area right here. Dug all that up. And we got a bunch back in here. That is a lot right there. It's nice. Alright. So far, the power system is holding its own. Haven't had any major problems with the new system. The oxygen is doing great. Yeah, my meal woods are in bad shape. So we're gonna uproot those, copy settings, and we're gonna uproot. Oh, we can't uproot all of them all at once. Okay, so uproot. You know, and none of them want the meal lice. Here's a lice loaf. None of them actually would appreciate that. So the new people would, but they're new. The old people, they have bigger expectations. Not even the frost bun, which in my humble opinion, the frost bun should be acceptable. It's a cooked item, prepared item, and we are almost out of them, as a matter of fact. Oh, nope. And how many seeds do we have? 1,400, and we are roughly 5.5 cycles away from another harvest. And we got lots and lots of polluted water. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this out, and we have to be careful, because when I start breaking these pipes, all that polluted water is actually going to spill out all over the place. So we need to be careful, and as such, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to X the buildings up these two and these two, and we're going to build some temporary tiles there. Come on. You guys aren't that busy. You're really not. Well, how did you get up through there? Oh, I'm still on uber fast speed. Let's slow her down just a little bit. So, with these, now any water that spills, I'll be able to mop it up. So, first, I want to clear every other one of these. Hopefully, they'll be able to drill through that pretty quick. Because I'm going to use this area for something else. I'm also going to take out that. And of course, they need to sleep. So let's power through this night. What I'm thinking is either water filtration or some sort of fertilizer maker, natural gas generator, and then I can take that natural gas and I can pump it down here and push it into a natural gas genny. Although that would be a little difficult because those things produce polluted water. And you can't pipe it out, it just drips it out. So that takes a really special setup that I don't have any room for. Good lord, this is becoming way more complicated. This game, every time they make a change like this, is tough. So I'm just gonna clear it. Yeah, food shortage. I'm making food, so in case you guys didn't know that. So yeah, we got a lot of polluted water coming in here. And it's for some reason coming out as... Okay, first let's sweep up the stuff. Okay, get rid of the sandstone, please. Then let's mop, because it should have dropped something. And then we need to empty this polluted water, 5 kilograms, empty. Polluted water, empty. Polluted water, empty. Mop. So that got rid of half. So as a measure, we're gonna fill those in. And then we're going to do the other half the same way. And as far as the pipe, the horizontal pipe here, if we look at the liquid plumbing, I don't really need to get rid of that. So if I want to put fertilizer makers or something in here, or maybe a little bit further up, or pipe this some other way. So if I do a fertilizer maker up here, if I do a system, I can just pump that up. But I need to get rid of these tiles before I do that. So buildings, get rid of these. Okay, let's mop. Empty. Nope. Not copper, not the mess table. No, there we go. Another eating and polluted water. That's smart, guys. Really smart. Just clean up what you can and go to bed. I guess it is what it is. Liquid pipes. Clear. Because we need to mop. But that'll have to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.